Welcome back to our Letters of Healing series, and today we are in week 3, which means letter 3. A reminder that really this series is an encouragement of healing, an encouragement of community, and an encouragement of continue the journey. I really hope that the last 2 letters have somehow resonated with you, with your journey, and I want to thank you for the engagement that you've given the last 2 letters, and I really look forward to hearing how you've been impacted by the letters, the actual lessons that have been shared with us through the letters, and also if there's anything that you want to share with the community that can challenge us as a lesson that you've learned in your healing journey. So let's get started with letter 3. This letter is titled The Healing Journey of a Young Girl. I remember I was about 7 years old, maybe 8 years old. I was sitting in my room, busy with my homework in the early evening. The memory is so vivid. My dad was beating my mom. All I could hear was screaming on another side of the door. I did not know it then that this evening would change the course of my life completely. Back to the story. While I am hearing this chaos, I remember closing my eyes and feeling so many unfamiliar feelings. For a child at that age, one feeling or emotion that stood out was despair. Because I was a Sunday school child, my default was prayer. I had never taken prayer seriously before that day. I would pretend to be sleeping when my mom or grandmother would start praying. As tears ran down my face, I started to pray, God, if you exist like the Sunday school teacher says you do, take this pain away from me and my family. I don't understand what is happening, but I know that it shouldn't be this way. Help me to see what is right throughout my life. Lord, take this, being my dad, away. My mom is going to die, please. I sobbed the whole night, not sure if God even heard me. A few years had gone by. We come home from school and we see my dad packing his things. He's leaving. My mom, who's pregnant with my younger sister at the time, came home later to find out that he had left her with 3 kids and 1 on the way. I remember not feeling anything, not fear, worry, or sadness. Fast forward a few years. I'm a teenager now, and old enough to know and observe other families and their dynamics. Mind you, most people knew about our family drama in the church and community. I spent most of my younger years embarrassed and angry that our family was seen as the family whose mom was physically abused by her husband. It caused me to close myself off from peers. I became the quiet one, standoffish. I finished school and I started my tertiary education. Now here, no one knows you. You can rewrite your story, reinvent yourself. By now, God is so far from me. I don't go to church, nor do I pray. One day I was invited to a youth concert by my friend. I was not aware it was a church concert. We arrived, the concert had started, the band was singing Nothing But the Blood of Jesus, and I just started weeping at the door. That night I reconnected with God and gave my life to the Lord a few days later. One day I opened my Bible. I landed on Luke 6, verse 37. Do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. I also read Deuteronomy 3:31, verse 8. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Wow, this is when I realized I was already on my journey to healing. God led me to forgive my dad, my mom, and myself. I remember a load lifting off my body. I started talking to my mom about what happened to her, and what she said was God was with her even through those times, and she has no resentment towards my father because God was with her. Her body was hurt, but her spirit was whole. It was not our fault what happened. This is when I truly found my healing. I realized that God was preparing me to hear this from my mom with the 2 verses. If she can heal from this, so can I. It's taken me years, but I have healed and continue to heal by sharing my fear and worries with God and my mom. Today, I live with no negative feelings towards my dad. He passed away before my wedding years ago. Healing is a journey. Signed, God's daughter. So I have 4 thoughts that came to my mind, which I'd like to leave with us as something to wrestle with, to chew on, and use as reflection points for our own healing journeys. So one of the things is that our traumas and healing journeys are things that can start very early, especially our traumas. And sometimes that's how far back we need to go, when we start to realize that something isn't right, or we no longer want to be or respond the way that we respond. Sometimes when we have to sit with ourselves and ask ourselves the question, where's this from? Why do I respond like this? I don't want to do this anymore. It may take us as far back as our childhood. And I think we just need to be prepared for that. There are a lot of the things that sometimes we carry go as far back as our childhood, and that we have the courage to go that far back and have a community around us to help us carry that weight while we journey back in order to journey forward. And then another thing also is around learning to give our emotions names or a language. Because you can't heal what you can't identify, or you can't call by name. And I think it's very important that we learn to move beyond just I'm angry, but that actually I am disappointed, which is why I'm angry, or I'm scared, which is why I'm angry. And once we use the right words for the way that we're feeling, the emotions that we're going through, or the issues that are happening, we're actually then able to respond in the right way on how to deal with them. Name it, and you can deal with it. And then another thing also is that our journeys of faith. You know, there's a big, in the last 2 letters in this letter here, where there is a faith aspect and a faith element that really was an anchoring point as part of these healing journeys we've read in the last 3 letters. And really, what does that faith look like for you? Something that is outside of yourself, that when you are no longer have a reservoir within you to draw from, that you're able to draw from. And this is what I shared in the previous letter. What is outside of you that you are able to cling to as you journey through your healing? Thank you to our letter 3 sharer. I want to thank you for sharing your story with us. And I really hope that we are able to take something from this letter, and that it's able to be a tool in our healing journeys. Until next week, to our 4th letter, have a beautiful week ahead, and may healing be beautiful also this week.